Hey guys, in this tutorial I will show you how to create one directory or multiple directories using Java. So first let's create new Java package and let's call this package directories. Okay, now in this package let's create new Java class and let's call this class create_dir. And we will take this so we will have the main method in our class. Click finish. Now first we need to import file class java.io.file. Okay. Now above our main method, let's create a method for creating one directory. So public static void, and let's call it create directory. The argument of this method will be directory, so file directory. Okay. Now first we need to check if this directory already exists. So we need the if statement. Now inside of this if statement we want to check if this directory exists. So let's put this negation operator. So directory, and let's call exists method. So as you can see, this method tests whether the file or directory denoted by this abstract path name exists. Returns true if and only if the file or directory denoted by this abstract path name exists, false otherwise. So if this directory exists, this will return true, but the negation will turn this into false. So the code inside if statement won't be executed. It will pass to else statement, and inside our else statement we want to write something like system.out.println, and here we will write something like this directory already exists. Okay, now if this returns false, if directory doesn't exist, the negation will turn this into true, and we will do something in this if statement. So what we want to do, we want to create directory. So we will be using built-in method called mkdir inside our file class. And this method returns boolean, so we want to write another if statement. So if directory.mkdir, so if this method succeeds, and as we can see it creates the directory named by this abstract path name, and it returns true if and only if the directory was created, false otherwise. So if the directory was created, we want to print something like system.out.println, and we want to print something like directory is successfully created. Okay, and if this method returns false, we need to have else statement, and we will write something like failed to create directory. Okay, so let's test this method in our main method, and let's create new file object, and let's call it directory. It is a new file, and here we need to put the path to this directory or file. In this case it is directory. So in the documents folder I will create a new folder, and I will call it test. Now I will enter the test folder, and I will copy this path to the test folder. Okay, we need to put double quotes, and we need to use the double slashes because this is the escape string. And now we want to create another folder inside this test folder, so we'll just put double slashes and write the name of this new folder, and let's call it folder 2. Okay, now below this let's call this create directory method, so create directory, and pass the directory object as a parameter. Okay, let's save this, let's run it, and it says directory is successfully created. Now let's open, and as you can see there is folder 2 inside this test folder and it is empty. Okay, so it works okay. We have test, we have folder 2 that we have created using Java, and it's all good. Okay, so now let's create another method for creating multiple nested folders. So let's say inside of this test folder we want to create another folder, and inside of it another folder and another folder, and only by using one method. So this method will be public static void, and we will call it create directories, so multiple directories. And the argument of this method will be directory. Okay, now first we need to check if the last folder in the path name exists when we pass this directory argument to this method. So if, like we did here, so we can copy this, if directory exists. Okay, now else, and we will just copy this. Okay, and now here we want another if statement, and instead of this mk there we will call mk dirs. So this is make directory and this is make directories. Okay, so this method creates the directory named by this abstract path name, including any necessary but non-existent parent directories. Note that if this operation fails, it may have succeeded in creating some of the necessary parent directories. Returns true if and only if the directory was created along with all necessary parent directories, false otherwise. So if this succeeds, we want to have this message: all directories are successfully created. And if it doesn't succeed, so else, and want to print something like this: failed to create all directories. Okay, now let's say, so we have now test folder, and inside of test folder we have folder 2, so this is the end folder. Now let's create new path, and so we want to create another folder inside this folder 2. We'll call it folder 3, and inside of folder 3 we want to create folder 4, and inside of it folder 5. Okay, and instead of create directory we will call create directories. Okay, so let's run it, and it says all directories are successfully created. So now we see that inside this folder 2 there is folder 3, and inside of it there's folder 4, and inside of it there's folder 5. So we have created all necessary folders using this method. Okay, so this is all for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you watch the next tutorial. See you soon. Bye.